Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Well, I don't mind doing it again. Good morning, Radio Boomers Live listeners around the world. Good morning to our EZWAY family and
Good
Sophia,
morning.
founder of Total Surrender Workshop. Hello, Sophia.
Good morning. How you doing? And how
Good morning. Good morning.
Doing?
And I'll tell you what. Yeah, you got it. And we've got, and Sophia's the founder of the TotalSurrender.org, and she is been with us for a long time. And Sophia, we're dealing with a little bit of a heat wave, but I mentioned EZWay TV's first official membership-only event with Oma Perios from Zero to Wealth, held in Newport Beach and an oceanfront facility. And EZWay Care partnering up with GiveBucks. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. And we're going to be meeting with you tomorrow, and we're going to do a little walkthrough.
We're super excited for some catering and some tasting, some yummy food, some cupcakes.
Oh, some super catering. Yeah, this is like good homemade stuff. But I don't know how it is out your way, but I've been hearing a couple of rumors about the heat here, and we're going to be talking about that in the news. We got a lot of rain in one area and not enough in the other. We got to find a way of switching this around a little bit.
Right, we need this balance.
A little bit of balance will work.
Bring the rain.
But exactly. So we'll go into our hot topic and see what's going on in the news. Bring you guys a little better news. There we go.
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topic.
Well, many people are heading to the beach to escape the heat wave, and there's a big one that's going on, basically breaking records. They say it's demolishing all-time records in the Northwest and U.S. and Canada. They're warning people, be careful when you're taking a dog for a walk, or wear shoes, sandals, whatever, because the surface gets so hot. And,
you don't think about the dog's paws. We walk out there and the
exactly.
pavement is extremely.
I don't know if you go up there much, Sophia, but Seattle and Portland, they're breaking records up there, and hottest records on temperature. And fires in Kern County, we're hitting it a little bit more with this heat and the weather. Fires in Kern County, Northern California, they anticipating some problems here because all the bright rush and everything. And we're only finishing up June, and we're talking
and we
about,
have the 4th of July coming up, too. So they have a really extreme concern because of how dry we are.
Exactly. So Sophia, this is what we got to do. We got heavy rains and flooding will continue on the front that stretches from Texas to the Great Lakes. So let's take a little bit of that and move it over our way. And here they come, the first, do you follow this, Sophia, as far as the tropical storms? I dealt with a lady named Katrina one time, and boy, I'll tell you. Yeah. Well, now that the Atlantic hurricane season is impacting an area, Claudette came in and hit Mississippi, Georgia, and Florida Panhandle. So we're going to move on. I can't even imagine
going through a hurricane. We live out here in California and deal with the earthquakes, but you have been through that, so. Oh, my gosh.
I don't even want to go into that memory. But other than the hurricanes and the weather and so on and so forth, e-cigarettes company Juul agreed to pay North Carolina $40 million to settle allegations that the company aggressively marketed young people. They're advertising too much. And how Britney Spears' case could change the future of conservatorship.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and the court, Supreme Court, won't hear dispute over the bathrooms, the transgender issue of, men using women's bathrooms. I think overall, women are not comfortable with that, and men and the men, women and the women. I think that's part of the course. But we're talking about shoplifters here. Shoplifters in San Francisco are getting a pass. They go in and take what they want and leave with no consequences. As a San Francisco police officer on video said, crooks know there are no consequences, and this has been really difficult for small businesses.
Oh, wow.
Okay, here's what you take. Here's the people. Here's the line for the free stuff. Here's the line for people to pay. So home prices soaring. I don't know if you keep up with this, but wow, the home prices have been skyrocketing more than I've ever seen in the last 3 or 4 months.
Well, you know what? I've been keeping an eye on that because I'm looking to purchase a house here somewhere within the next 6 months. So I've been actually keeping an eye on, the real estate going up. And my goodness, I'm hearing that it's the highest that it's been in years.
We'll have to talk about that. There's different ways you can get on that. You don't want to wait in the line with 100 people, But is there a bubble? Well, experts say it doesn't look that way. According to housing experts, homeowners' equity is the highest in 31 years. Mortgage debt rising at 1/3 as fast as home values. The average median home price is forecasted to go up 8% in 2021, following an 11.3% increase in 2020. So you got the low mortgage rates.
For the realtor.
Oh yeah,
right?
and this continues to fuel appreciation. So you're looking at low rates, 2.75. Still, you can get in at really low rates. The consensus for Americans costs healthcare, followed by you got crime, illegal immigration, gun violence. These are the top issues that are going on today, aside from the heat. Built-to-rent suburbs. I don't know if you heard about this, but they're building suburbs, and they're basically spreading across the U.S. It's a new kind of housing. Subdivisions are like large apartment complexes, and they're in the category of $1,420 a month.
My sister says a utopia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She's saying there's like everything made there, so
Well, this it makes things more affordable, but it's I don't know. Some of it is a little bit too postage stamp. I don't know if you've heard about this. The largest Iranian warship mysteriously caught fire and sank, and the sinking took place after a string of fires and disasters across Iran. Some problems over there. And, what do we have? Interesting tidbit. Today is Mel Brooks's, he's a comedy writer. He did Blazing Saddles and, was it Young Frankenstein? He turned 95 today.
Wow.
A lot of stuff. The hero who jumped into the bay, I don't know if you read about this, he saved a toddler, was honored by the Air Force group, the Thunderbirds. They took him up for a ride.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Top travel destinations for the 4th of July, New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Minneapolis, and Atlanta. And the top 5 summer things that are going to be planned by people, they say hiking, theme parks, relaxing in the backyard, and swimming. So there you go. With that, we're going to move into a commercial. And what do you think about that? Did I get enough in, Sophia?
I think you got plenty.
Are you tired of doing business the hard way? Is building your business taking too much time and energy? We can help. Introducing your ultimate solution, EZWAY Business Membership. We're a full-service digital marketing solution specializing in branding and marketing, advertising, and introductions to CEOs and influencers that can help your business thrive. Problem solved. Now you can hire our award-winning team to work for your business. We've received many prestigious awards, including the Digital Trailblazer Award by Hollywood Weekly magazine, and we've been recognized by Congress. For just $11 a day, you'll get more exposure, reach more clients by next month, guaranteed. Here's how it works. You pay one low annual fee of $4,000, and you'll receive consulting, branding, marketing, advertising, social media support, product placement, and business introductions to help your business grow exponentially. And if you need more, we offer SEO, commercial, TV exposure, and much more for an additional rate. To recap, for just $11 a day annual membership fee, you'll receive branding, consulting, business-to-business introductions, advertising, and social media support. But don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers say.
We've been working with EZWAY, Eric, for the last 6 months, and literally we are slammed with work for 2 months straight, so his marketing definitely works.
To learn more, visit EZWayNetwork.com or contact us at 877-399-2929. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Facebook at EZWay Network, Twitter at EZWay Broadcast, and YouTube at EZWay TV.
Yes, indeed, EZWay TV.
We're back.
And we have a special guest with us, Sophia, and I believe you know Dr. Dante Sears. She has been with us for eons, and she is a gifted lady. The Substantiability Solutions metaphysician and Doctor of Divinity, founder of World Prosperity Network, and she definitely can bring you on the right path when it comes to a healthy way of life. So let's bring her on. Dr. Dante Sears, are you on with us?
Hi, Dante.
Oh. Hello.
There she is.
Hi, Sophia.
Bright-eyed and bushy tail. Hello,
surprise.
Dante. And you know Sophia, right?
Absolutely. What a pleasant surprise. I thought, I know that voice.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know, Dante, if you listen to our little hot topic, I go over some of the news. My head is spinning. It's like, which direction do you go? Should I even pick up the newspaper or turn on the news? Because we try to keep positive, right? And I know that's the way you are. You try to keep a positive note. But we have the weather, we have the politics, we have the lockdowns, and et cetera, et cetera.
What do you mean, Jim? It's a newscaster's field day because I can imagine all the years in the 80s and 90s when we once used to watch the news and go, gosh, nothing really exciting happens. It's like big tornado, but only one person gets hurt, And I'm sure that a lot of people in the past felt like, gosh, I wish something exciting would happen. Not that we wanted someone to get hurt, but we just wanted to see something exciting on the news. Well, that time has come, folks. So if you wished for it, it's time to unwish it because now we know that, that thing that we wished for was not exactly as exciting when it's really happening to us.
And it's funny you mentioned that because I was talking to Sophia earlier, and I said, Sophia, I have a lot of news, but I was copying down, thinking, I do it the old-fashioned way. I write it all out. And I'm thinking one article after another about hurricanes knocking everybody's house down, this car accident, this guy falls out. And I was like, wait a minute, I can't give the people. So I try to do a little bit of back and forth because that's probably not good for you, right, Dante? Because you have to feed some positive. Yeah. You want the exciting, and people do like that. But you need some positive too, right? Isn't that important?
Absolutely. But listening to it, I thought, wow, we have arrived in the future, haven't we? H.G. Wells and all.
Right?
But there's always something positive in everything. Yeah. That's one of the things that I learned that helped me to become successful when I was younger was that, every problem is an opportunity. So when people start to look at these problems and go, wow, these are all these problems that I could fix, that's an opportunity to make the world better and to shine in my purpose, then we're really somewhere.
That's exactly it. No problems, only solutions, right, Dante?
Mm-hmm, exactly. So which one do we want to tackle? Because there are plenty.
Yeah, and, I've always thought,
now
Eric,
that's positive.
That's positive. That, failures and problems are stepping stones to success. We're going to go, they talk about Babe Ruth and Jorn Borg. I mean, the top players in tennis used to say, we're all the top players. And then there's Jorn Borg. He's on another planet. But even Babe Ruth and Jorn Borg lost
that's a problem.
When they're going up. I mean, they lost a lot as they were climbing the ladder. And you learn, this is what I did wrong. So that's what you
that's such a good point.
And what did you
say? They always say, to fall forward.
Okay, one person.
Exactly. falling forward.
I love it. Exactly right. And, you know, I remember when I was younger, I always liked everything to be perfect. So I was always looking for that perfection. And I'd be so upset, like, you know, there's all these problems. And finally, someone, you know, I had a lot of wealthy, like rich dad mentors, so to speak. And one of them said to me, you know, if you're always worried about the next problem, you're never going to be successful. They said, do you think that the first time you walked that you were able to walk? No.
Yeah.
And if you would have given up then you never would have learned to walk. So, you know, we have this problem in society where we want to be perfect, and we don't realize that the problems are actually the opportunities for us to shine, for us to find, you know, our greatest truths. As a metaphysical doctor, I work with people that, you know, are some of the most successful people in the world, but they find themselves in a problem with their health. And I always say, this is so exciting because it means that you're meant to do something bigger and your body knows it and it's mad at you. So let's fix that because, you know, once we fix that terminal illness or, you know, whatever problem the doctor said can't be fixed, usually underneath it is a person that was ready to solve a bunch of problems and find their greatest, you know, identity, their greatest story, their greatest triumphs in life. Because the truth is the problems are there to help us. You know, God put them there, so stumbling blocks there so that we can find them. It's a gift, actually.
You know, that's true. And I want to go into where you know, fell into the situation or however you want to put it, where you you took this path of positivity and you work with it so well. But, you know, what you said about you take the situation, I see people on stage and they were in a bad car accident, they had a burn, you know, serious burns, and they lost their ability to walk and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, look, there they are, and they're a popular speaker on stage. Or here's the guy building a house, and he only has the use of one arm, and all this stuff happens to these people. And yet, it's like, look at what they're doing. Wow.
And they whine less than the able-bodied people.
Right.
Well,
I'll tell you what, I'm watching this person building a house, and I'm thinking, here, I have use of both arms, and I can't even finish this cabinet or something. You know, like, I got to get motivated here. But where was it, what do you think gave you the motivation to, you know, gave you the positive attitude you have to help people, and what took you down that path?
Well, I can say I was unfortunate or very fortunate. You know, I started at a very young age. I was very fortunate to have two parents that were both motivated, you know, personal development masters and athletes. And so both my parents, you know, read all the personal development books. So I was literally, I mean, I'm pretty sure they were talking to my mom's stomach and telling me, you are great, you can do anything. Because I came out like that, and I didn't believe that there was anything I couldn't do. In fact, I came out in an hour, my mom said. You know, like labor, I just came, boom, I was ready to come, and I came. So I think that, you know, I was ready for this world. That's really going back to the beginning. Right, exactly. I was ready, and I was super positive, but my dad died when I was 4. And then my grandfather. And so I went from the super positive world to my mom being, you know, my mom grieving for her own father and me grieving for mine. And so that really shaped my world. And I decided at that time, you know, either I had to believe that whatever got my dad, so to speak, because I was a little kid, you know, could get me, or I had to believe that there was a way that I could conquer it. And my dad died of cancer. So I made, you know, at that young age, I prayed to God, and I said, I want to be able to beat this thing. And I want to be triumphant over it and be able to show people that you know, that they can have whatever life they want and not have to fear disease. Well, that took me until I was in my late 20s, early 30s to figure that out. But, you know, once I did, I was able to help so many, especially young women or people that lost their parents, that went through huge setbacks, that didn't think that they could recover from. You know, it's like, sometimes I think that, you know, these things happen to me so that I could help more people, and that even like my dad crossed over so he could help me out. And so, you know, when you put things into a different perspective, and instead of making yourself a victim of your circumstances, and realize that, you know, it's like one day God told me, there's no other way you could have become who you are. So if you realize that everything is happening for you and not to you, you know, for your greatest moment, for your greatest triumph, for you, those situations are happening for you to dig into your toolbox and your genetic toolbox, and to find your real strength and your real purpose. And so that's what I did, and it changed me. You know, I became a millionaire in my 20s. And I thought that was it, but my body started falling apart, and that's what that pushed me to continue to find my purpose. And that's when I figured out how to beat all these diseases. Exactly. And I didn't have balance. I just thought, I'll just become a millionaire.
That's an important word. Yeah, that's an important word, because you made it. You were very successful, and you help a lot of people. And guess what? Then Dante's falling apart. And, you mentioned something earlier about you run into these top people in their field. That's happened to me, where someone shows up, everybody's waiting to hear them, and I'll see them come in, and this is the big shot, and they flew in from one time Hawaii, and I said to them, well, you made it, so how's it going? And they go, okay. And then I said, so how's it going? Because I could tell. And they looked at me, and they goes, oh, and they said, you can tell? And I said, oh, well. He said, yeah. And, they were exhausted. They had a lot of issues to deal with. And here, they're the experts in speaking to people about all this, but they themselves had their own issues. So we got to stop and smell the roses, I guess you could say, right? Take care of yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Self is the most important thing, and, that's why I focus my practice on working with entrepreneurs and influencers, because I found that, it's much easier to help the people that are helping a lot of people, and they tend to have the most weight on their shoulders to do so.
Yeah.
So
what are you
one
seeing?
One of the things that's so important is not forgetting your health.
Oh, boy, that's for sure. Yeah, I've talked to Sophia about that. Who doesn't have health issues? Wow. But, okay, so you talk to a lot of people.
Well, Jim, let me tell you this.
What is it that you
see? I did a thesis about, the health of the United States, and my thesis was that 35% of the United States was sick, and what I found out was 35% of the United States was mentally ill, and 35% was physically ill, and this was 15 years before COVID. Where do you think we are now, Jim?
Oh, man. We're talking about
probably about 50%, right? And we don't know if those people that are mentally ill are also physically ill, or if we just got 100% sick people.
Yeah. Well, they get hit with the politics, like, oh, what's going on with politics? Then they get hit with the pandemic, and then this and then that, and the fighting with the politicians in the country. Your head is spinning. And it's like when I went through that situation, they're saying, they're going to have a class and tell me how bad the chemo is. And then they're going to tell me how bad the radiation is. Oh, by the way, let's tell you how bad the lymphoma is. I said, well, the lymphoma is going to be gone because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. My chemo is good chemo. It's healthy. It's going to be good. And the radiation is going to supercharge me. And that's all I focused on. And I put my fingers to my ears. I said, I don't want to hear your negative stuff. Don't tell me. You got it,
Well, it's so true, Jim. I always wondered about that as a kid when they do the medicine and then they say like 100 different things that you'll get. And I'm like, well, who would get it if it says, causes this and that, and, anal leakage? Like, people still go take the pill. Side effects. But then you have to realize that's the business that they're in, right? So if you catch those side effects, they make more money. So the best thing to do is figure out how to be more healthy and balanced so you don't have to take that stuff and worry about, all those hundreds of side effects.
Yeah, it's crazy because at one time it's like I was taking like 15 different medications, and and it was all because you have one different medication and then the effects of the other one, so they're always interacting medication on top of medication.
That? Was that then I had to when we were a kid about the little lady who lived in a shoe or something, or something, as an old lady, and she had swallowed a fly, and then she swallowed a bee, and then she swallowed an otter, or something, she swallowed a whale, and she kept swallowing things to go get the thing that she took instead of stop taking things. And that's exactly how I got into natural medicine instead of Western medicine. Yeah. I had a family member that, had a headache and went to the doctor, and they gave him medicine for the headache. Yes. And then the medicine gave him migraines, so then they gave him a bigger medicine, then a bigger medicine. Yes. And soon he wanted to die. And it was like, wait a minute, here's this happy person. So we took away the medicine, and we found out that the medicine was causing all the problems. And we're like, well, then why are we doing this? Let's figure out what's the natural, and this is something I want to share with your users. It's so important, Jim. I was in the hospital fighting for my life once, and they gave me these iron pills, and they said, you need to take this, or you're going to have a blood transfusion. So they give me these iron pills, but they were called ferrous sulfate, and they're prescription drugs, okay? I took it, and it felt like I swallowed a bullet, and it was going down all my tubes, and it felt like my tubes were made out of metal, and I could feel it drop down every part of my body, and I thought, my body could not break this pill down, and I felt like I was going to die just trying to break it down because it was using all my energy. So I called my best friend, and I said, it's like I prayed to God, and God told me, get the natural equivalent. So we looked it up, and we found out there's a natural equivalent of natural iron pills. She went and bought the vitamins, natural with the same milligrams of the prescription. Within one day, I literally was able to walk, get out of bed, and move around, whereas I felt like I was actually dying. Those pills saved my life. I didn't have to get a blood transfusion, and I ended up getting out of the hospital 3 days earlier, and I never turned back. And I learned something that day, that any drug they tell you is synthesized. Yeah. It's a fake version. So whatever they tell you, you take that, you research it, what does it do, and what natural thing does it, and you take the same milligrams, and instead of you harming your body, you heal, you get much better, you heal your mindset, and you never need that crap again.
So, because it's like with that 15, I had to, I stopped. And it was just like, what is that you're saying? What is more natural? Yeah, because it caused chaos in my life for like 3 years. So it's like those medications are horrible.
And then when you start exercising and stuff, that releases into your bloodstream and causes more problems. But we have to realize something. The medical system is a business, right? Everything is a business. So you have to decide at what level you want to, work with that business. So for me, I go for diagnosis only. Mm-hmm. They prescribe something, I say, okay, what's the natural version?
We got so many things we want to ask you. We're kind of out of time, but I wanted to hit real quick. World Prosperity Network. Can you give us a brief overview here? Because we have to get into commercial Carmelita's Corner, but I only have about 50 questions left that I want to ask you. But, for now, World Prosperity Network, fill us in a little bit.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I love sharing things about health because that's my whole purpose. World Prosperity Network is an organization that I started. It's a nonprofit, Eleemosynary Society. It basically focuses on the health of spirituality and the furthering of, a healthy society, mind, body, soul, collaboration. And so our whole goal is to create a sustainable community for people to live in. And we take a look at our communities. We take a look at what people are eating, what's causing these problems. And we decided the best way is to create a community for people where they can have everything they want. Like when I grew up, we had orchards all around us, and we walked and we picked fruit and we ate everything all the way home, and we were super healthy. We never got sick. Mm-hmm. And so we thought, if we want to give something to our children, how would we do that? And the best thing I thought I could give to my children, which I don't have yet, is, to create this place where people can come and learn about health. They can come and eat natural fruits. They can, collaborate with people. And so we're creating these communities around the world that families can vacation at, they can live in, they can visit, and they can basically learn about how to sustain their family wealth, how to sustain their family health, how to improve their relationships. Because if we want to get rid of the problems on this world, we have to start with the younger generation and the families because they are being the leaders of tomorrow. That's our focus right now. And we have this thing called Project Thrive, a big project coming up where we are raising money. We've already purchased 11 properties, and we're buying them all over the West Coast to start, California up to Washington, of places that are utopia that, if there's another lockdown or something, you can come to. And instead of doing, masks and pharmaceutical medicine and, unhealthy stuff, we're going to do natural organic food, naturally anesthetic plants that actually, keep any kind of viruses out of the air, because all of this is a science, and we just have to get back to the natural. God gave us everything we need on this planet to be healthy. Our bodies are biological, and we need biological things to heal, and we've got to share that with each other so that we can all thrive together. That's how we get rid of crime. That's how we get rid of poverty.
Oh, totally. And that's what, I'm not a doctor, but I think sometimes, like Sophia, with you, 15 pills, that's a lot. And how do they interact with each other? You'd need a computer to figure that out. But Dante, how about this? We have to move on to our commercial, and Carmelita's waiting here. So we want to know, what's Carmelita. Your contact? How would people contact?
Carmelita. Yes, I love Carmelita. I don't want to take her time. So the best way to reach me, check us out right now at projectthrive.us. projectthrive.us. And also you can check me out at drsears.us.
.us. All right. Well, thank you, Dante.
And, of course, I'm on all social media as Dr. Dante Sears.
Oh, yeah. And
there you go.
with EZWAY, you've been with us for a long time, and we have so many more questions. I know, like one of them, we'll do this another time. What do you see as their issue overall? But we'll cover all that in another segment. But thank you, Dante, for coming on. Dr. Dante Sears, World Prosperity Network, and we want to, we'll book you again, and we'll test you again some Monday morning in Radio Boomers Live.
I'll be back to help anytime.
Understand, everybody, that Dante is by far a baby boomer, but we had to give her on to, get her on to tell us baby boomers how to get back in shape. But with that, thank you again, Dante, and we're going to move into commercial and Carmelita's Corner.
All right. Woo.
Are you looking to accelerate your influence? EZWayWall.com is a new site that allows you to promote yourself, business, brand, and your products as an influencer. You can share your ideas, receive comments, promote and brand yourself with the power of affiliation. Associate yourself and your brand with the power players of today to become leaders of tomorrow. Looking to take the next step? Join the EZWAY network and become part of our EZWAY family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to EZWayPromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text EZWAY to 55678.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Well, hello there, Radio Land. Here we are again. All right, I just love that applause, don't you? I've got a lady that deserves all the applause because she is a winner, and she is also the queen of blues. Oh, my goodness. The Southern California Blues Society gave her that title, and of all people, who I had recently as a guest on my radio show, who happens to be a jazz living legend, Barbara Morrison, presented her an award. And she is from Ohio, and she is a very mutual friend of a dear friend who has gone on to glory, who's also been a part of my organization, the Rose Breast Cancer Society. And I'm speaking of Linda Hopkins, the legendary Linda Hopkins. And my guest was a very, very close friend of hers. And Linda took her under her wing. And we're speaking of DEBOR'RA Blues. Welcome, Deborra.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing.
Good morning, everybody.
All right now, yeah. Well, you've got a great story. I mean, actually, we met quite some time ago. And yes, and I've seen you in action, and I've watched you over the years. And I just want to congratulate you for staying on course. It's not easy to keep, on course with so many things going on the side, so many distractions. But you've managed, and you've raised a family, and you're a proud mother and grandmother. And yes, and I know your grandbabies keep you busy, but I'm glad you had a chance to get on this show. And I want you to tell us about your plans for your future with your music.
Okay, well, I was on a roll, did very well. My last gig was, I just did one, but my last gig I sung at the Oscar After Party, opening up for Dennis Quaid, And then COVID happened. So I concentrated and I listened to God and got silent. And I wrote a lot of stuff and I concentrated on keeping my family together. A lot of loved ones passed away. And my children kept me grounded, and so did my grandchildren. And we just huddled together and loved each other and protected each other. And that's what I did while that was going on. My future is I'm doing a play. It's called 99 and a Half Just Won't Do by James Johnson. So I'm practicing for that. So when he's ready, we can go because we're going to go all over the United States performing this play. I play Dr. Feelgood in this play. As far as my local, I'm going to do some writing, which I have. I'm looking for some beats. And what I like to do, I'm going to put on here, I just want to do it, is I like to mix blues with rap artists. I think children need to know the history of blues, and it started off first. Gospel came, then blues came, then everything followed after, but everyone goes back to blues. Blues is, to me, like gospel, so I love it, and that's my plan. To just, I like to see people happy. I'm not trying to be a star and make it big. As far as I'm concerned, the couple of awards I've won, I feel great, like I'm a great artist. And I just like to see people happy and enjoying themselves with all this going on. So that's mostly my plan for the future of my music.
Well, Deborah, you've always had a great charisma around you. From the time I met you, you've had a winning smile, and I know that comes from within, and it's just very obvious. And anybody who's in your company can sense that. And that's one of the reasons why I was happy to have you as a guest on my show. And I know that you're going to keep it going. I congratulate you. Let me congratulate you now on the air for being an actress in this play that you're speaking of. Now, is there a way, or do you know when we can see you in the play?
Yes, I do. I'm on 3 networks. I'm on Facebook Live, which I love because I connect with everybody. And then I'm on Instagram under DEBOR'RA BLUES and all that. That's my title, DEBOR'RA BLUES and all that. And what that means, all that, I cover everything, jazz, blues, gospel, my plays, everything I do. That's why I put and all that. That's what my title is. And then you can also see me on Twitter. I mostly talk about my music and love and peace because Twitter is getting really political, and I'm into politics. So I try to be a peacemaker and make sense of everything. But, I wanted to go on and tell you, people, I don't know about anybody else, but with me, you have to have a start. And I like to give credit to my first band that I played with. They were called the Baby Brother Band. My cousin Rick Ward is now with the Ohio Players. By starting off playing here, playing there, you never know where your career is going to lead you. So whatever you want to do, you just do it. Billy Beck, he's with the Ohio Players. He played the piano for me. And Clarissa Boyd Brooks, she played gospel for me. She was my gospel pianist in Youngstown. And Magdal School of Music is where I started. I started off singing opera. And I kept telling my teacher, I don't want to sing opera. I want to be a soul singer. And he said, well, you're going to mess your voice up. Well, I didn't mess my voice up, but I have a little twang to my voice because I sing opera. I don't do all the ad-libbing, and I just sing, I met Luther, and he told me, he said, boy, you don't have to do all those runs. Just sing. If God gave you a voice, just sing. And the same thing when I met Prince. I met Prince through Greg Jackson of the Zap Band. I background for him. So, I had a lot of great people help me by being, caring and friendly. You got to be friendly. Sometimes people say you're too friendly. No, you're not. People need to be loved and so care and respect. And that's just what I'm about. I treat people like I've been treated. I learned that from my hometown.
Oh yes, yes. That's something I live by. The golden rule: treat others as you want them to treat you.
Yes, yes. That's how I am. That's me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I know.
Too. Every time I want to thank you because I know every time I was saying Celebrity Center or this and that, you'd be right out there watching me, and you're a big person yourself. You've had hits all over the world, so I appreciate you supporting me. I really do. I really do.
Well, that's what we're here for, to support one another,
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. And, I like this saying, too, that we're all angels having an earthly experience with one wing.
Yes, we are. Yes,
and
we
when
are.
we join with another angel that has another wing, that gives us two wings, and we can fly.
Right, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
I believe in angels. I have angels in my home. I even named them after my grandkids. I have figurines, I have so far because they're beautiful. I have a little Eden. That's my first granddaughter, and I have a little Eva angel. So I know what you mean. I love angels and I love wings.
Yeah.
Surround myself with that good atmosphere.
Yes. We have to be careful what we place around ourselves because we can pick it up, pick up the energy, So we need to keep positive energy around ourselves and express it, too. We have to be careful of what comes out of our mouths because it's a testimony. And the way we can do that is by making sure we keep our thoughts clean and there's a Dr. Amen who is a brain specialist in Newport Beach. He has a practice, and he has a saying to get rid of the ants, the ANTS. That stands for automatic negative thoughts. And we all have them. We all have them. We just have to be very careful. And if we realize that we had one and especially if it slipped out of our mouth, we have to disclaim that by doing the opposite affirmation and saying it 100 times the opposite of whatever it is, that came out. Because I have a friend, and she's still beautiful, but she keeps talking about how old she is. I said, get that word out of your vocabulary. She's only 1 year older than me. I said, I don't recognize that word at all,
Me either. My children keep me young. You'll be surprised. I love all music. I love rap, and they like this, I love every kind of music, and I blend it in. I be think, I should put that in with this. I should put that in. You learn a lot by loving everything and accepting everything.
Well, we have that in common because there's no form of music that I don't like. I like it all, and in a way that it's been kind of a challenge trying to figure out which music I like the best because I perform in all different styles. Started out doing folk music, playing the guitar and writing folk songs. I wanted to be like a Joan Baez. That was my hero at the time. Then I went in. I had a wonderful manager, and he wanted me to go into R&B, so I did the R&B thing. And I've done the jazz and opera. I see you do opera, and it the pop and just all of it, the rock, just everything. So I'm just having a good time having music as one of the highlights, in my life because. Technically, people may not be aware of this, but there is a scientific benefit to music. It can be proven. I have a friend whose father had Alzheimer's, and I sang at an event that she had him attend, and he was just like the lights came on. He started singing along with me. So music really, really is so much an integral part of our lives. And while we're talking about music, I'd like for you to give our audience a little taste of a song that you will grace us with this morning. Just a little some.
I will. doing what has happened with us this past year, I want everybody to, pray for me because I took it really bad. I had a lot of close friends and a lot of artists that passed away and relatives. Even a grandmother, one of my children's grandmothers passed away. And, this was serious. So what I comfort myself with, doing dishes, cleaning up, I taught my children, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness. He restores my soul. So, I know I understand what you mean. Here, I'll read a little bit of something. It's a little gospel tune. I like old school. And I'm going to sing this for you. Bear with me because it's early in the morning, so I'm going to do the best I can. I go, I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He kindly will help me. 'Cause He ever loves and cares for His own. This goes on, I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus. I know a lot of people know that tune. But that's it. How was that?
That was beautiful, Deborah. And on that note, we're going to say goodbye to our listening audience. I want to thank you for being a great guest.
Thank you.
It's time for us to move on down the road.
Yes, I am. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you and coming to your events and following you. We got to support and love each other.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, thank you.
All right now. Okay,
bye,
Deborah.
everybody. I'm glad you supported me. Thank you.
The Brain Tap is a unique headset that combines light and sound frequencies with guided meditations. Dr. Patrick Porter, inventor of Brain Tap and member of our faculty, has created 20 to 30-minute course reviews for many of our courses. Before starting a course or at any point before taking the exam, you can put on your Brain Tap, close your eyes, and begin your course review. Brain tapping guides your mind from an awake, reactionary mind into an intuitive, creative state, then to a place where super learning and healing can occur, with the outcome being a heightened state of consciousness with crystal clear focus. Relax with scientifically proven techniques that create a symphony of brainwave activity, a feeling of calm focus that's just right for learning and productivity. Each session is designed with brainwave balance in mind. Some audio sessions have dual voice processing, which means you may hear two voices speaking at the same time. This technique is used for inspiring left and right brain balance.
Yes, indeed. Brain tap
does
make a difference. Hi, Sophia. Well, we want to thank Deborah for coming on, and Dr. Dante Sears. And we have a little report we're going to do here. And we're sharing this with Dante as we discussed mistakes and failures and so on. They're all part of the learning process. And like I used to tell Eric, they're stepping stones for success. You have, like I mentioned, Babe Ruth and that. He struck out a lot. And the famous tennis players, whatever, golfers, they lost on their way to being the best. So, and I know that you're like that, Sophia. You just keep going forward because you've had your challenges. So, and in fact, I'm going to have you on as a guest to cover some of this stuff so you can share that with people and give motivations, because what I'm having today as my little talk is why you should never give up. And you have your reasons. And I find these little articles online, and Influence.com had one that I found, and I'm going to share 10 reasons why you should never give up. And it starts by saying, well, let me give you, I'll go through the 10. Anything is possible. As long as you're alive, anything is possible. The only valid excuse you have to give up is that you are dead. As long as you're alive, healthy, and free, you have the choice to keep trying until you finally succeed. Now, what I throw in there is, okay, you want to be an astronaut and it's not working. Well, what does that mean? Well, yeah, sometimes we have a goal, and we may not be able to become an astronaut because, like, for me, I'm probably too tall. I wouldn't fit in the capsule. Or somebody might have the eyesight or whatever it is. So you just alter the path a little bit. Like the plane leaving New York, it lands at LAX. Well, it may go off course once in a while, and the computer puts it back on course till it travels 3,000 miles and stops right on the dime where they have the little block and people get off the plane. So you can alter it a little bit. Number two.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what the purpose is, of that. Yeah. Of being detoured, and what you learn in the process, that's going to be, helpful. And when you do come back to that path, right?
Well, that's exactly right, and I'm glad you brought that up because number two is be realistic. Like, say, you and I, we're going to go on a Radio Boomers live trip, and we're gonna find Reatha, and we're all going to climb Mount Everest. Well, guess what? No, we're not going to climb Mount Everest. It's not going to work. And maybe Reatha might make it, but I don't think we'd make it. So we got to be realistic.
We'll get there.
The chance of mastering something the first time you do it is almost non-existent. Everything takes time to learn, and we'll take mistakes, learn from them. That's what we went through.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Be strong like an oak. Be strong like an oak. Believe me, you are stronger than you think. 1, 2, 3 failures are not enough to stop you from achieving your goal. Your goals are far greater than all your doubts. Imagine a little oak tree. Did it stop growing every time it was faced with harsh winds? No, it kept growing.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah. So you have a good reason not to give up.
And it becomes stronger.
Exactly. Yeah. And with more knowledge, success will never be a big step in the future. Success is small steps taken just now. Number 4 is prove yourself. You don't want to be known as someone that is weak and gives up. Go out there and prove yourself to the world and to yourself. You can and will achieve what you set out to do. The only time you fail is when you give up. There's a lot of little things like Dora.
That. Yeah, like Dora. It's just keep going, just keep going.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I can't think of these clever little comments or what are the little things that you hear about giving up. And shoot, that's not going to help anything.
Just don't.
But it's
just
like the light bulb. Yeah, don't let it go. Don't go dim. If a light bulb goes on, you get an idea, follow through with it. Believe in your dreams. Don't sell yourself short. In a life, there are going to be many people who will try to bring you down and tell you what you want to achieve is not possible. Well, a lot of times that'll come from home base, from the hometown.
Exactly.
And they're used to their certain way, and they'll say, you can't do this. Well, you just stay in the hometown and do this. But if you go to step out, you look at it like, they look at the dreams of grandeur or something, delusions of grandeur. No, and then you go do this stuff, and they're going like, oh, I guess it can be done. You have family and friends. Let the people you love and who mean the most, who mean the world to you, be your inspiration to persist and persevere. Well, we're just saying the opposite of that because sometimes they may be kind of negative and hold you back, but some of them aren't. Some of them give you the motivation to keep going. Maybe you need to try a different angle, study more or practice more, but don't give up. Worse off. There are people worse off right now, and that's what we were talking about with Dante, like the man who built the home who only has one arm and so on.
Yeah.
Right now, there are many people who are in a worse situation and environment than you are. Are you thinking about giving up running 5 miles a week? Yeah, I could give that up, but I don't do it anyway. Think about the people who are unable to even walk and how much they would give to be able to run 5 miles a day. Here's a big one. Be happy. Like this. Yeah. Remember, don't worry, be happy. You deserve to be happy. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. You deserve to be happy and deserve to have success. Keep that mindset and never give up until you reach your... that's a big one, Sophia, when, we somewhere with all this news that's going on, we have to find or put a little happy face on your mirror or something. We have to interject that through our day. Don't worry, be happy. Keep a little there's a lot of stuff going on, but we got to keep that other part there. Every once in a while, take a deep breath through the day and say,
that's right.
You're going through stuff, but things are getting better. I remember this one class we had, getting better every day in every way. And when you put that in your head rather than the other stuff, I think that's a good thing, right?
That's true. That's it. Start looking at all the positives around you.
Oh, yeah. Inspire others. This is number 9.
Yes,
be an
that's
inspiration
important
to others by refusing to give up. Yeah, because
Yeah.
people see Sophia doing this and doing that. Well, she went through stuff. She didn't give up, and she's still going. And then your friend Mary or whoever it is may think it might influence her. Who knows what someone else can achieve because you never gave up and in turn inspired them not to give up.
That's
and in
true.
turn, blah, blah, blah. You are close. You are so close. Often when you feel like you want to give up, you are close to making a huge breakthrough. You are just a heartbeat away from success. Wow. You ever experience that? You get you get close to achieving your goal and then something pops up. It's like, I'm so close,
one more step. Just one more step.
Yeah. I know we can make it, but that's what we talk about with, like, when you get up in the morning, do you give yourself a little break before you look at the phone and all the stuff that's coming in? In our business, we got the texts and the emails and so on and so forth, and you get a lot of appreciation stuff too. Like, oh, I took your advice, whatever. Or do you get right into the news? Or do you realize when you get in your car, maybe I don't want to turn on the radio on that station. Maybe I want to listen to some music. All right? Do you do that?
Yeah. I kind of like open my eyes. First, give me a cup of coffee. And then it's like, okay, now let's see what we have to deal with today with all the everything in front, all the puzzle pieces, and how we're going to fit them together and how they're going to, it's that.
So
sort of thing.
you have your resilience because you've been through your challenges like we all have. Where do you get your resilience from? Do you think that positive instead of like, oh, the heck with it, I'm just gonna, I remember Tony Robbins. He said a guy went into where he was staying and said, Tony, you seem to be. You're kind of giving up here. You're just sitting in your apartment not doing it. He said, oh, that stuff it doesn't work and blah, blah, blah. This was many, many, many years ago. And then he said, look, start from now. Start from where you're at. And needless to say, where Tony Robbins went, after that.
Yeah.
Where do you get your motivation from? What was it that changed you to...
Jesus. Just Jesus. I mean, the strength that Lord, he carries, his mercy and his grace and his goodness, and and it's renewed every morning, and it's there every minute that you need it. His strength is there, his help, his guidance. So to look through what he went through for us and overcame, and whether it was dealing with people, dealing with his family, or trying to do what he did for us. So, I mean, the strength that man carried just to for us is amazing. So that's what I fall on. I fall on
me too.
I fall on his love and grace. Yeah.
We have a prime directive, I think, you and I. Like I talk about, and I taught Jesus. No, I didn't teach Jesus. I taught Eric. Star Trek has a prime directive: go out and explore new worlds, but don't interfere. And the prime directive I gave Eric, and I believe we have, is to keep Jesus in your heart. And he even said, look, if you don't believe in me, believe in my words, And that's just like when he was in the boat and it's rocking and the apostles were in the boat and it was about to sink, he just raised his hand and he calmed the waters. And they said, what kind of man is this that can, control nature? And his point was your faith. And it's what I say, what's stronger, your fear or your faith in any particular situation? And
well, you know what? I seen something the other day which was really interesting in the way I seen it, because faith, we hear, is the substance of all things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, the Bible says. But what I seen was faith equals confidence in God, and I was like, wow. there and just know that if we're stepping out in faith, we're having this confidence in God, knowing that he sees things and he knows all things. So if we just rest in him and bring everything to him and have that confidence in him, that faith, we know that he's already going to bring these things, these situations, whatever it may be that we're going through, to pass, and, manifestation, or however it is, whatever you're seeking him in prayer or guidance, etc. It's just like you said, he's that pillar, that strong tower,
Oh, yeah. And people, they look towards this and they look towards that. How do I do this? How do I do it? And how can I get out of the situation or whatever? And sometimes they just forget, look towards your faith and come to me, all you who are burdened and heavy laden, I will give you rest.
That's right.
That's so important. So I just want to, time is going by so fast. The EZWAY Experience from Zero to Wealth TV show celebration with Omar Periu, a Fortune 500 8-figure coach, speaker, sales trainer. We have this coming up, Sophia.
It's coming up next week already.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness. Or another EZWAY event just coming right underneath the carpet.
And be hosted by Eric. Oh, boy, this is going to be a big one. It's going to be hosted by Eric and Dr. Dante Sears, supported by GiveBucks. And it's going to be a high-end. It's held in Newport Beach, oceanfront facility.
Beautiful.
We're going to be checking that out. July 7th, gold carpet event, RSVP, and 877-399-2929, 1 o'clock to 6 p.m.
Yes.
Oh, I had to take a breath on that.
Gold carpet.
This is going to be exciting.
Don't forget about that.
Oh, gold carpet, the gold carpet. Eric's gold carpet, gold for God.
My goodness.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
This will be big time. Yeah. We want to thank Deborah and Dante for coming on, and I want to thank you, Sophia, for hosting with me today, and
thank you.
Filling in for Reatha. It was I think it was a lot of fun. Great show, a lot of information.
And thank you, Reatha.
Oh, yes, and Reatha's so busy. And next Monday morning, Radio Boomers Live, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
A
lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on. And we want everybody to have a happy 4th of July. And
safe.
Until then,
safe.
Stay safe. And Radio Boomers Live, guys, keep moving, keep the faith. And Radio Boomers Live, signing out.
Yeah, keep
so
it
long,
going.
Guys. So long,
right.
with you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and EZ's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at
Okay, baby boomers, it's time for Jim from Jim.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and EZ's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the EZWAY Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.